Schedule's supposed to come out this week. By all accounts, certainly what I'm hearing too. I'm going to get a full 17-week schedule placed in front of me to host a schedule release show later on this week. Are you hearing about anything in a top left or a top right-hand drawer for the commissioner upstairs from where he did his drafting that will be prepared by the scheduling folks from Howard Katz and the rest of his hardworking group?
I think the two big factors that you ought to be looking for, I think, is for the ability of the NFL to easily pivot in the event that something goes wrong. First of all, I disagree with releasing the schedule this week. There's no need to do it. It's not going to just start creating a bunch of commerce. People aren't going to start, planning road trips and buying plane tickets and buying tickets to games. I mean, normally that's why you put out a schedule in April. It's a kind of a marker in the road for you to really start looking at, okay, here are the games I'm going to this year and all this other stuff. I mean, who's planning that now? You don't even know if any fans are going to the games in September and maybe all through the year. So I would look for that. The other thing I might look for, Rich, is for one part of the schedule to maybe be portable. Let's say the first 2 or 4 weeks of the season, that if the NFL decides to start the season on, let's say, September 24th instead of September 10th, or start it, like in week 5 instead of in week 1, that you would then take the first 2 or 4 weeks of the season and just simply transfer it to the month of January. And so I think both those things kind of make sense to do, but this is a strange year, and as I wrote today, everybody needs to get used to the fact that there are going to be some things that are going to be uncomfortable and unfair. What happens if some municipality or some state says we will not have any large gatherings of people, and that includes 250 people in a football stadium to play a game of football? So, those are the kind of things that everybody, in my opinion, just needs to get used to. Maybe none of them happen, but maybe there's quite a bit of them that happen. And I think there's going to be some things that could very well be even unfair to some teams. Maybe 1 or 2 teams won't be able to play all their games at home this year. So, and I think everybody should just sigh, take a deep breath, and say, hey, it's 1 year only. So let's just be of good cheer, be of good spirit, not complain about everything, and just say, hey, if we really want football to exist, we're going to have to deal with some things this year that are very unusual.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.